I do. If I'm being totally honest, like, I'm a mix of both of these emotions. I'm frustrated. I'm confused by the messaging that we've heard this entire season, and especially in the past couple of weeks. And then this big bomb that comes out yesterday. I'm confused, and I'm also just a little scared about the direction that the franchise is going to go in. And if this is a major elbow to any dynasty expectations that we had. But overall, like, if I have to look at the whole spectrum of human emotion between happy and angry, if those are the two sides of it, I have to go more towards happy with Wyc. And I say that because I did a little homework last night. I was thinking about you on air yesterday saying, hey, Wyc has not gone into the luxury tax as much as you would think in the past 10 years, which is true. There was a point in 2018 when it was still the Kyrie Irving Celtics when they dipped a toe in the luxury tax, but it was nothing comparable to what Golden State was doing, to what you're doing, and what you're about to do, hopefully, for the next couple of years. But I went back to since buying the Celtics in 2002. This ownership group, led by Wyc, has paid into the luxury tax 10 different seasons.
Mm-hmm.
The only other
so less
teams,
than half the time.
Well, I'm saying this because let me set this up. There were only 3 other teams that have done the luxury tax, paid it that many times or more. 2 of them are the Knicks and the Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
They both paid it 10 times. So they're equal to you. Between the 2 of them, how many championships?
Yeah, I mean 0. Sorry, Mavs have 1. Sorry,
1.
Yeah.
1. So you're above them. The only other franchise out there that's paid the luxury tax since 2002 more times than you is the Lakers. They've paid it 13 times. Obviously, you know, they've had a little bit more success than you.
Yeah.
A little bit more success than you. But I look at that and I go, if the only way that we can really measure ownership is how they pay in relation to the rest of the NBA, I can't be super pissed off at Wyc. He's mostly elite when you look at how ownership pays. He's mostly willing to go there when these teams are in contention.
Yeah,
because
well,
back in those times,
kind of.
it's when they were in contention for a championship.
Kind of. He's not going into it now. I mean, he's not willing to pay it now.
I
and
know,
so
but
I'm
looking at it and I'm going,
He's willing to go there, just not pay.
Yeah, he went right up to the line this time.
I guess I can kind of see, like, if you've been doing it this long and if you've been doing it at this level, it's hard to stomach because it's not like he's some 85-year-old guy who is going, my kids don't even want this and I'm getting out of it. It's hard because you look at him and you're like, you could do this for 20 more years easily. But I also can't look at it and say, like, he's done anything besides mostly be a great steward of the team. And they just won a championship and they just signed Jason Tatum. He doesn't care. He's, like you said, lit a match and is getting out. But I have to go more towards the happy end.
Okay, happy ending there for Mego.
Happy ending.
Are you on board? Are you happy with Wyc? Or are you frustrated? Are you angry, Arken?
I'm happy. I'm happy that they won the championship. I'm happy that they set up the team the way they did. I'm happy that they've locked up all their good players. And I think best case scenario, which is the scenario that I think we're going to see, is that he sells his shares and Palaiuka buys him out. And if he's here now,
Stop. How can Palaiuka afford it? Like, he's
got more money than him.
Does he?
Yes.
Well, how come he wasn't the majority owner?
I don't know.
Well, does that strike you as somebody who's got more money than the other guy? How is Palaiuka a minority owner if he's got more money than Wyc? I mean, maybe he does. I don't know.
Because he's got money in other
right
things,
here.
Jones. Just because he has not the majority owner doesn't mean he has less money.
Again, this is like, sometimes when you Google people, this crazy stuff comes up. I don't know.
Like
One
Megan
place
Ottolini feet.
says $3.8 billion as of June 2024.
That's
for Palaiuka.
Palaiuka. What's Wyc?
Let me go in right
Compare
now.
those. Keep
Sorry.
going. Yeah.
Well, his is probably a little higher now that he's about to sell out on his shares of the team. But either way, if it's Palaiuka, who said yesterday, I'm a proud bidder now, and I'm going to be a part of this whole process, that means he's on board with the direction of the team. He doesn't seem to be bothered by all these contracts and all the crazy spending. And maybe Wyc sort of looked at this and said, I'm not sure I can afford to keep running into this payroll taxes, so I'm going to sell my stake to someone who's going to cover this tab and cover all these taxes and everything else that I hadn't planned on when I bought the team and when this new CBA sort of existed with all these aprons and all these punishments. I think that's probably what's going to happen. The announcement got made in between Derek White getting extended and Jason Jason Tatum getting a supermax. I don't think that you do that and then have one of the other owners come out and say, yeah, I'm really looking into doing this bidding if it's something that they weren't all comfortable with. And I also don't think you just go out and announce that if you don't already have some conversations that have been taking place behind closed doors, which I would imagine have happened with those two. They've been working together for a long time. So that's what I think is happening. Maybe I'm just being optimistic.
I think it's
the championship parade, and this, I think I'm happy with it.
Okay, if Pagliuca takes over and the train stays on the tracks and that's what ends up happening, great. I mean, I'm with you. I do think that's very optimistic.
Wearing my green-colored glasses.
I mean, you literally in your Celtics hat.
With the sticker still on it.
Yeah. And so, to me, that would be a great scenario. I wonder if that's too optimistic.
Yeah, I'm not going to find this right now.
Okay.
Wait, everything that you Google with net worth comes up with the worth of the Celtics because it's a giant news story from yesterday, so
Fair.
I'm not doing it right
and
now.
I've already seen a breakdown in Twitch, but what's Wyc's money, what's Irv Grousbeck's money, like that's maybe a fair thing you got to dig into as well. But look, we'll read from Axios coming up here in a little bit. If Pagliuca can round up more money, well, it doesn't really matter what he has, but it sounds like he's going to need to round up some outside capital. And so if he does that, is he still the majority owner? Could he be the majority owner? I have no idea. Here is what Pag said. I'm grateful and thankful for the 21-year partnership I've enjoyed with Wyc and Irv Grousbeck, the Epstein family, and all the incredible Celtics investment partners. It's been a remarkable run that resulted in 2 NBA championships for the best and most passionate fans in professional basketball. Cap off with an amazing duck boat parade last week in Boston. Last week in Boston! Along with the championships, we're most proud of our growth, of our community impact efforts, and the dedication of the investor group, coaches, players, and staff to helping community members who are in need. Being a co-investor and a managing partner of the Celtics has been a great honor and labor of love. I hope to be a part of the Celtics moving forward and will be a proud participant in the bidding process that has been announced today. He hopes, and he'll be a part of the process. Like, that would be great, Arcand. If Pagliuca keeps the train on the tracks, that's great.
Steve Pagliuca.
I'm skeptical. So you can vote at Jones and Mego on Twitter right now. Describe your emotions towards Wyc. These two are happy. Banner 18. Yay. You can also be angry, which is where I'm at. You can vote at Jones and Mego.